Frozen instantly became a mega success at the box office overnight. By now, if you have not heard of Frozen, have not seen the movie, or even heard of the characters at the very least, you may be living under a rock. In this day and age, it is hard not to hear about Frozen. With the major box office records Frozen had, it was a no-brainer Disney decided to make Frozen 2. As Frozen 2 is set to thaw the ice later this fall, let's dive in to find out what Frozen 2 theories could possibly end the franchise. Before we hop into the video, remember to subscribe and turn notifications on. Also, don't forget to leave a like and comment down below saying you did so, and we will try to respond to as many of you as we can. Frozen 2 is not the film fans want. While most people may be on board for this new chapter in the Frozen franchise, there are some who may be a bit skeptical on just what this new chapter entails. With that in mind, in the first opening bit of the Frozen 2 teaser trailer, we are greeted to what seems like a more dark film than its predecessor. Elsa is found on some kind of deserted island, trying to use her powers to get off the island. In the background, we see it is dark and stormy. Perhaps the dark and stormy atmosphere could be some kind of metaphor, as in her song Let It Go she says, "Let the storm rage on." Because the film seems to be going in a darker direction, this alone may deter people from wanting to see the film. Fans of the Frozen franchise may not have wanted this direction for the film, which could also be another factor in making it end. Either way, we will have to find out when Frozen 2 comes out November 22nd, 2019. People simply do not want more Frozen. One factor that could totally end the franchise is people just do not want to see yet another Frozen film. The first Frozen film came out in 2013, and since then there's been this thing called Frozen fever. For some, once you watch the film, you cannot get enough of it and simply want more and more of it. Then there are others who simply found out that once watching Frozen, they cannot stand it anymore. With all the Frozen merchandise, the rides, the 2 short films, and everything else, some people just want this Frozen franchise to end. In a way, they aren't wrong for wanting it to end. Disney could simply make Frozen 2 the last film in the franchise and then finally focus on other films. As people are tired of Frozen, this may hinder the box office, thus not getting it iced to continue the franchise. Maybe Disney should take a page out of Pixar's book, as they will be making all originals for the next 4 to 5 years. Frozen comes to television. With the 2 short films already made, plus the sequel to Frozen, the question for everyone, including Disney, is, will there be a Frozen 3? Do we need a Frozen 3? Well, we didn't need a Toy Story 4, but Pixar nonetheless gave us the final chapter. When it comes to Frozen 2, Disney may set the story up to potentially have a happy ending. That way, if for whatever reason Disney does not continue the franchise on film, it ended in a good way. That being said, even if the franchise dies on film, that does not necessarily mean it will die entirely. Disney could move the franchise over to television, likewise they did with Tangled in Rapunzel's Tangled Adventure. There's definitely room for Olaf to star in his own show that could take you on Olaf's Frozen adventures. Another idea Disney could do in terms of a television show is create a show that tells the events of what happened with the whole royal family of Arendelle before Elsa and Anna's parents die, or not die, and before Elsa strikes Anna, freezing her heart. I don't know about you, but I would be highly interested in seeing a Frozen-themed show. A Disney princess spin-off film is made. Last November 2018, we were introduced to the next chapter in the Wreck-It Ralph franchise, Ralph Breaks the Internet. Not only did the film break the internet, but the film also broke the box office. If you have not seen it yet, it is a wonderful film and you should definitely check it out. It is now available on digital, Blu-ray, 4K Ultra HD, and standard definition. If you haven't seen the film, in the trailer there is a scene shown with all of the Disney princesses together on screen. This was perhaps for many a big highlight of the film. Without spoiling anything, the scene is really amazing and you just have to watch it. While we only saw a good 5 to 10 minutes total with the princesses, it would be really awesome to see more footage with all of them in action. How would this happen? Well, one way this could happen is if a Disney princess spin-off film is created. Given how many people loved seeing them all together, it wouldn't be surprising if Disney did something with them. Even if it is simply a TV show, I think many fans will be happy. After all, this craze did spark tons of clothing based on the princesses' outfits from the film, and from a marketing consumer aspect, creating a new film based on the princesses could definitely be big bucks for the Mouse House. Now, if Disney made a princess film as opposed to Frozen 2, that would be a different story in which I think people would be more supportive of. Disney Plus. If you have not been keeping up with Disney news, Disney is building a streaming platform that is of the likes of Netflix called Disney Plus. Disney Plus is said to be far cheaper than Netflix and will offer all of Disney's movie library catalog, original movies, and original television shows based on Pixar, Marvel, Star Wars, Disney, and National Geographic properties. While it is not coming out till late 2019, Disney is already hard at work getting this amazing streaming service to perfection. With Disney's eyes on the streaming platform, one can only wonder what that means in terms of new content involving prior franchises. In terms of coming back to previous movies, Disney has decided to make a Monsters, Inc. TV show for Disney Plus. In regards to Frozen 2, Frozen 2 will indeed be on the streaming service. Back onto the subject of television, theoretically Disney could develop either another film or even television series exclusively for Disney Plus. Maybe that is a possibility where Disney furthers the franchise. They may choose to end it on the big screen so that those who have had enough of Frozen can finally be satisfied, and those who are still yet craving even more Frozen, they can join Disney Plus to fill their needs. In a way, it really is a great balance and ultimately frees up the movie slate for potential future films. Anna and Elsa's parents are still alive. Have you ever heard of the Rapunzel, Frozen, Little Mermaid, Tarzan theory? If you haven't, it is this theory that basically explains how the movies Frozen, Tangled, The Little Mermaid, and Tarzan are all connected. To summarize, it starts off with Frozen. In the first film, we see Anna and Elsa's parents board a ship to who knows where. Where they go, we don't know. What is believed to be is that they are actually heading to Rapunzel and Flynn's wedding because Rapunzel's mom is the sister to Anna and Elsa's mom. While on course, their ship crashes and they never make it to the wedding. Following that, they make it out alive, but their ship sinks to the bottom of the ocean, thus where Ariel finds it. Another theory that connects Frozen to The Little Mermaid is that Anna and Elsa's parents actually struck Ariel's mom with their boat, thus causing them to crash. As her mom was killed, that is why King Triton doesn't want Ariel to be where the people are. After Anna and Elsa's parents make it to safety on the deserted island, we see them give birth to a baby boy who they name Tarzan. While in the Tarzan film, we do not see the death of Tarzan's parents, it is believed they are dead. Whether or not this theory is true, one thing is for sure, Anna and Elsa's parents may still be alive. When we see Elsa, she is on the island, perhaps trying to find a way across the ocean to really see if they are indeed still alive. If they are alive, they could come back to Arendelle living happily ever after, creating a nice ending to the franchise. Elsa becomes evil. Elsa becoming evil is not that out there to becoming a possibility. In fact, in the original plans for the film, Elsa was going to be evil. Along with her being evil, she was also not going to be the sister of Anna. According to Kristen Bell, who is the voice of Anna in the Frozen films, the original script said that Elsa was left at the altar on her wedding day, thus giving her a frozen heart, metaphorically speaking. She then sought revenge on the town of Arendelle by creating a snow monster with her icy powers to destroy the town. However, Hans from the Southern Isles creates an avalanche to block Elsa's attack, but in doing so, it creates more of a threat to Arendelle that could potentially kill everyone. Once he did so, it was revealed he was the one who truly had a frozen heart, not Elsa, as Hans didn't care if anyone died. All he cared about was getting rid of Elsa, in whom he thought was a witch. Anna was then able to persuade swayed Elsa in using her powers to save the kingdom, which she did, and that was the ending to the film, according to the original script. Had Disney gone with that script, the whole Frozen franchise would be a very different story. Eventually, Disney decided to make Anna and Elsa siblings, thus not making Elsa the villain. In the end, Hans is the one who truly stayed the villain. Now, if for whatever reason Disney pulls a twist surprise in Frozen 2 and actually makes her the villain, that could possibly end the franchise. Theoretically, Elsa's powers could grow so much stronger and doing so get out of control and harm the people of Arendelle. If that were to happen, Anna would lock up Elsa, thus becoming the queen. Anna and Elsa are not actually siblings. One of the leading theories out there that could potentially cause uproar amongst fans, which could end the franchise as a whole, deals with Anna and Elsa not actually being siblings. If we look at the first Frozen film, it seems as if they're sisters, right? Well, what if by chance Elsa is adopted? If we take a look at Elsa's parents, they don't have any powers like Elsa, or so it seems. Perhaps in Frozen 2, the possibility of Anna and Elsa's parents having powers is explored, but that is based on pure speculation. However, if they do not have powers, one question remains: how did Elsa get her powers? Anna clearly does not have any powers, so somehow, somewhere, Elsa got powers. One logical explanation is Elsa is not biologically related to Anna and her parents. If she was born from someone else, that could explain how her powers came to be. If this is true, fans may not like that, as they like seeing Anna and Elsa as sisters. Not only could fans not like it, having them not be true siblings can change the whole story altogether, thus creating more questions needing answered. Disney makes movies to get money, and if people do not like the film enough, they lose money. If Disney goes that route, they may be losing some money. Either way, we will find out in Frozen 2 when it freezes theaters November 22nd, 2019.
Conclusion.
We have explored the many theories of what could happen that would make the Frozen franchise end. While we only touched on some things, these are just the surface of what could happen. These things may not even happen at all. Only time will tell later this fall. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up and share it with all your friends who you think would want to know what could end the Frozen franchise. When you're done, make sure to leave a comment down below telling us what your favorite theory is, if you have a theory of your own, or even what you are looking forward to seeing the most in Frozen 2.